Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing something I have not done for a very long time. We're doing a full face of one of my favorite, most affordable makeup brands. So I went to the drugstore this morning to pick up a couple of things that I did not have yet, a couple categories I didn't have yet. And while I was there, I noticed a couple of new releases that I wanted to try out. I ended up spending like 40 bucks on some new releases, but nothing I bought was over $6. I have a new primer from them, a new lip oil, a new mascara, and then I have some old staples, including one product that I don't even think they make anymore. I've been holding on to this thing forever. I am very excited about it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Before we get into the makeup though, if you are a new visitor here, I want to wish you a very special welcome. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Make sure your notifications are turned on as well. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Okay, as I mentioned, I picked up a new primer. I haven't had a lot of success with Wet n Wild primers in the past. I've tried two out previously. I didn't love them, but this one looks promising. It is the Prime Focus Clingy Serum Primer. It actually has a pump. The last one I tried out had a dropper bottle, and it really was like, it felt like just putting water on your face, which I don't know, I'm sure it had other ingredients in there, but it just didn't seem to do much. This one says it's supposed to extend your makeup wear up to 16 hours, 5% niacinamide. The bottle's really nice. It's actually a glass bottle. By the way, this one, as I mentioned, was the most expensive thing that I bought, and it was $6.38. Let's hope that the pump will work. Okay, I feel it coming. Come on. Come on, Wet n Wild. Okay, quick little update. I've been priming this pump for about, it took me about 400 times. I mean, literally, I probably sat there squeezing this little pump for a minute and a half. I finally got it out. It's a very thick serum. Usually when I think of a serum, I think of something not necessarily watery. This feels almost, it's maybe even thicker than the Hydrogrip primer from Milk Makeup, but let's see how it feels on the skin. I probably shouldn't be surprised by the packaging because as much as I love Wet n Wild's products, their packaging almost always leaves something to be desired. Okay, it is very sticky feeling. This will be interesting. So that was one solid pump, and it's still feeling a little bit thick and tacky, more tacky even than the Hydrogrip primer. This is the thing as I'm using it that it reminds me the most of, although it's a little different. We'll see how that sits underneath a foundation. Okay, let's move over to foundation. So my favorite foundation that I've tried over the years from Wet n Wild, which they don't have a lot of foundations to select from, but it's their Dewy Foundation. It's not the longest wearing foundation, but maybe this very sticky, tacky primer will help this to last a little bit longer. So I have two shades that I mixed together, the shade Caramel and also this shade, I think it's Soft Beige. This one's just a little bit too light for me. We're gonna add just like 3 parts this, 1 part the caramel shade. That's kind of what we're working with. Hopefully you guys can kind of see the ratio there. Hopefully I got it just about right. So one thing about mixing foundations, you're never 100% sure. I think I might need a little bit more of the light. If you guys can hear that sound in the background, you totally can. I'm sorry about the sound. My husband's working out right now because he gets workout done this morning. We both work out in our home gym behind me in the morning. We're both doing taxes right now, so he was getting taxes done this morning instead of working out, so he's working out at lunch. So I'm trying to work around the noise that he's creating behind me. Okay, I'm just gonna blend that in with a brush. It's just the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I actually think that's a little bit too dark for me. Let's add a little bit more of the light before that sets down and kind of go on top of that. Okay, then I'm gonna take a damp sponge and just kind of go around the edges. So I did not concoct that mixture properly. It's a little bit too dark. So I'm gonna really blend out these edges, kind of blend out any excess, and we'll kind of lighten up the center of my face with some concealer. If you ever get your foundation shade wrong, like this, if you don't have time to wipe it off and start all over again, just make sure you blend really well around the edges. Get off any excess so that you don't have such a heavy amount. Get the edges of your jawline here and kind of blend them out where you would see a line of demarcation. I'm not as worried about kind of the perimeter of my face, but I am taking off quite a bit of coverage. So we're gonna use more concealer than I typically do, but that's okay because I really like the Wet n Wild concealer. So let's do that next. I have my Incognito concealer here in front of me. So I have 2 shades, Light Honey and Light Medium. Honestly, I just picked up the shade Light Medium and it's almost the same as the shade Light Honey. I kind of was hoping it would be a little bit darker, but we're gonna use Light Medium kind of on the perimeter. outside edges of my eyes. And then we're going to use the shade Light Honey on my eyelids and on this inner corner kind of under eye area right there. When I say under eyes, I don't feel like I use under eye concealer the way that most people do. I have some discoloration here on the outside of my under eye. I don't have any dark circles in the center, but I do have this pocket right here that gets very blue. I try to stay away from putting any product right here because that's where my fine lines are. Anything is gonna settle into those. So I try to be very strategic with how I put my concealer on. I know I've probably mentioned that before, but like when I'm describing putting concealer on my under eye area, I don't actually put it underneath my eyes. I just kind of put it on my inner eye and my outer eye and then leave the rest alone. Blending that out with a sponge today. By the way, this is my favorite sponge from the drugstore, the Wet n Wild sponges. I just picked up a new 2-pack and I love them. They last quite a while. I know you're probably supposed to change your sponge every like couple weeks or so. I usually will go about 3 or 4 months before I change my sponge out. I do wash it every day. I try to wash it right after I'm done using it. I know there's some of you out there that are kind of germaphobes that probably would be disgusted by that. The funny thing is, sponges, household sponges, kind of gross me out. Like I can't do sponges in the house because I feel like there's nasty bacterias sitting on them, which is funny because I basically just like, what would I use them for? Cleaning my toilets or sinks. Yet I can use a sponge that might have bacteria in it on my eyeballs or my eyelids and it doesn't bother me. That seems very backwards to me. Okay, that helped a lot with the foundation shade being a little bit too dark. That shouldn't have taken me that long. Anyway, let's get to the product that I've had forever that I still have in my collection. I can't believe I haven't decluttered this, especially because I'm not really a powder girl, but they don't even make this anymore. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer, but it's not a bronzer. It's clearly just it's kind of like a luminous setting powder. This is the shade, oh, it doesn't even say it on the back anymore. It used to say it on the sticker. I think it's something like Brazil, I don't know, I could be totally wrong. Some of you might remember this. Basically just a finishing powder or setting powder that has the tiniest amount of sheen in it. We're gonna use this on my eyelids first and then kind of my forehead, sides of my mouth, anywhere I put that concealer as well. Okay, let's move on to some cheek products. So I picked up a new bronzer. I haven't tried this shade before. This is the shade Ticket to Brazil. I do like the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer. I love Sunset Striptease. I actually used that one completely up. I think I decluttered it. I mean, I had not just hit pan, but I basically had it to where there was hardly any around the perimeter. So I went to pick that shade up again today and they didn't have that one shade in stock. So I thought we'd try the one that's a bit lighter than that one. Hopefully it's not too orange. This again is Ticket to Brazil. We're just gonna use this on this kind of fluffy brush. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Little bit yellowy orange for my liking. It's definitely warmer than I typically like to reach for, kind of borderline orange. The shade itself is actually pretty light, but it just has that very warm, almost yellowy orange undertone to it. I actually prefer my bronzers to be not necessarily cool toned, but I love a good rosy bronzer. Those are the ones I typically like the most. This one's much more of like a orangey kind of tone to it. Could pull a little orange on some people. So I do like the other one, the shade Sunset Striptease. I remember liking that one quite a bit more than this one. It's not terrible, it's just not my most favorite. Now just a little bit kind of to my jawline here. Let's move on to a blush. Now I picked this blush up this morning. These they have had for quite a while. This is one of their blush sticks or makeup sticks. I used to have the bronzer stick from them. I did not even see that on my Walmart. I'm not sure they still sell their bronzer sticks. Actually, that was one of the first bronzers that got me to fall in love with cream bronzers. Now I don't even own that one, but I own tons of other cream bronzers. It is my preferred bronzer formula. But I'm very curious about this shade. I did just swatch it, however, and I had a feeling going into it, they all had a bit of shimmer. They do say they are a little bit of like a highlighting blush stick. That's quite a bit of sheen. So I hope this is not going to be disastrous for me. I do have some large pores that I deal with, especially as we get closer into this area here. So maybe I can keep this one a little bit further back today. The color looks very pretty. A nice kind of peachy pink. Do you guys see that? See that sheen? It's almost metallic. Oh boy. Let me know if you guys have tried these ones out before. They also had the lip and cheek liquid blushes at my drugstore that I thought about picking up, but I'll be honest guys, I actually like a cream formula more than I like a liquid formula these days with all the discoloration that I'm dealing with on my cheeks. So one thing I'm noticing, so I don't know if you guys can see my brush right here. Most cream blushes don't do that to my brush. Like this kind of made my brush look a little bit greasy or something. Gosh, I feel like I'm complaining a lot about these products that I got. In my intro, I talked about how Wet n Wild is like my favorite brand. Their products are so affordable and generally are so good. Okay, that's actually beautiful. I judged it too soon. I am very sorry. Now there is some shine to it, so I would definitely keep it on the kind of backside of your cheeks if you deal with some larger pores closer to your nose, but the form is very nice. It's going on quick. It's a pretty color. I'm not having to blend much. I know something's good when I can tap it on just a few times and I don't need to do a whole lot of blending. Like it kind of just blends itself. That looks very pretty. Okay, I should have not talked badly about that before I tried it. There is a life lesson right there. Let's move on to highlighter. This is an old favorite of mine. I've repurchased this I think 3 or 4 times. It's Precious Petals from Wet n Wild. Such a good highlighter formula. I have tried I think 4 different shades of the Mega Glow highlighters over the years. This is by far the best shade. If it happens to match you, it can be a little bit dark for me if I don't have a bit of a tan going on, but I love the color of this one. It's kind of like a peachy champagne. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite summertime colors and formulas. It's a great formula. Very, very sparkly and intense, but not glittery. It's just got a really nice sheen quality to it that I love. As long as you don't mind the packaging not being great, the formula itself is very high-end formula for how cheap this thing is. There we go, cheeks look pretty good. Let's move on to the brows next. So I did just pick up another brow pencil. I've had a few of these pencils over the years. I used to own this one in the shade Taupe. This is the one that's kind of triangular shaped. I was hoping to pick up the Slim Brow Pencil, which I have tried from them before. I didn't see it at my Walmart though, so we're gonna go with this one today. I'll be honest, this is not my favorite pencil shape to work with. It works fine. I just generally prefer a slim brow pencil, but you can't beat the price. By the way, I should probably update you guys on the price. So the bronzer was $4.47. The brow pencil was $3.18. I mean, that makes me like it more already. That's so cheap. That's such a good price. Okay, and then the blush was $3.98. So great prices all around. I did not pick up a brow gel. The only brow gel that I saw was a clear brow gel. I think I've tried it before and I didn't love it. So I didn't want to buy something that I know I didn't love. I was kind of hoping to see like a brow soap from them. So today, we're just gonna do the brow pencil and maybe I'll put some hairspray in my brows later. Good color. This time I went with the shade Ash Brown instead of Taupe because I've been liking my brows just a touch darker lately. Probably because my hair color, as I'm having to color my hair more often than I used to, is getting darker and darker. And I can't put blonde in my hair all the time or my hair will all fall out and get damaged. So, okay, brows look great. Let's move on to the eyeshadow. So I don't have a new eyeshadow. You guys know how much I love the Color Icon palettes. You can still buy these at the drugstore. I've been raving about them for years. I picked 2 classic ones. We're gonna actually use this one, which is Walking on Eggshells. Have you guys been around YouTube long enough to remember the 3-pan version, or maybe it was 4-pan version of Walking on Eggshells when they were vertically stacked? Has new packaging now. It is still great. And then they also have this one, which is called Nude Awakening. These are basically the same palette. This one just has a couple more options for you, like slight variations of the darker shades and the mid-tone shades and the lighter shades or the mattes. But we're gonna keep it very simple today and just go with this classic one. I feel like I don't reach for this one very often because usually when I go for the Color Icon palettes, I'm going for like the silvery taupe ones or the very orangey warm shades. But this is just such a good classic nude palette that just gives you a great basic eye look. So we're gonna start in this matte light tan shade there and throw that through the socket. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which does have some shimmer, and this we're gonna put just right in the socket. By the way, I'm using this Royal and Lang brush. This is one of my favorite blending brushes. I don't think they make it anymore, but it's great. Anyways. Okay, now we're gonna dip into this dark brown right here. For this, I'm gonna go with my Sigma E25. Put it right on the very tip. By the way, today, believe it or not, we're gonna try out my first Wet n Wild mascara. I've never tried out a mascara from Wet n Wild before. Okay, wipe that off. I'm gonna go back to that lighter shade. Actually, we're gonna take a mix between the lighter shade and that shimmery brown and run this under the outer half of the lower lash line, kind of meet up with that dark brown shade we put in the outer corner. And now we're going to use my finger to go into this shade in the center. If you're into shell pinks, this one is so good. It's not too icy, but it's nice and shimmery. But it's also like a good smoothing shimmer formula. It's very older eye friendly. If you have some texture on your eyelids. Do love a good strong metallic, but I recognize that those kind of formulas are not always the most flattering for those of us that have some lines on the eyes. And now we're gonna take actually let's not take my pinky finger, let's do a brush. We're gonna take a little brush and we're gonna dip into this champagne right here. This one is quite icy. And this we're gonna run just on that inner pocket right there. That's the finished eye look. And now let's jump over to eyeliner. You guys knew this was coming. I have a brand new Simma Brown now right here. I have been using this thing religiously for the last 7 years. You guys know my channel is 7 years old. We're gonna open up this fresh new Wet n Wild Simma Brown now just to show you my love for this thing. I have one up in my car. Sometimes I find these floating around my house. I currently have, this is my shortest one right now, I think. Actually, there might be one shorter than that down there. I've got 3 in my little daily eyeliner drawer right here, just so I always have one sharpened. But there's nothing that beats a factory sharpened Wet n Wild Simma Brown now. It is one of my favorite things in the world. Okay, that might be a strong statement, but I do really love a freshly sharp, not just freshly sharpened, a brand new Wet n Wild pencil because they are so sharp. The best eyeliner color ever. They are not a long wearing formula, but they're a friendly wearing formula. I don't know quite how to explain that. They just, if I have watery eyes and they kind of wear off naturally over time, they wear off gracefully. They don't end up giving me raccoon eyes or ending up with like a little black booger in the corner of my eyes. Sorry, I know that's gross, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. They're nice and rich, but they're not so inky and thick and pigmented that they start moving all over. You can be precise, you can smudge them. I just think they're really easy to work with. Okay, there we have it. Isn't that a great, doesn't that make such a big difference? Before we jump into the mascara that we're trying out today, I forgot to curl my eyelashes this morning, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. Okay, now for the mascara, I have the Big Papa mascara right here. They had so many different mascaras there. I don't know that I've heard much about Wet n Wild mascaras other than this one. I do vaguely remember hearing some people raving about this several years ago. Let's hope it's water resistant because I actually have to go watch a baseball game after this and it's pretty cold outside today. So let me know if you guys have tried this one out. You probably have because it's been around for a while. It's been on my list, or like my mental list of things to maybe pick up over the last several years, but mascara, as I've said before, I have a few that I love and I don't like trying out tons of mascaras at once. I like to try and at least mostly use up a mascara, like get it to where I feel like I got my, I don't know, my money's worth, but I got good use out of it. Like I hate to throw away a mascara that I've used twice, but it dried out because I just have too many open at once. Okay, eyes are all finished. Mascara, not the best I've ever tried, not the worst. I would give this like a solid B. We will see how it wears. I will let you guys know down below how this wore throughout my baseball game. We're really giving this the watery eye test today and how it removed at night, but it's okay. It was a little bit kind of clumpy. It's not the best length and volume ever, but it's not awful. It's just decent. Okay, let's move on to the last couple of products that I have to try today. These are both new. I did want to give a quick little shout out to the Mega Glow or Mega Slick lip glosses. These tiny little lip glosses that I have for like $2 at Wet n Wild. Now there's not a lot of product inside these, but I really like these little lip glosses. I wish they smelled yummy. I love a lip gloss that smells like a cupcake, but these don't really have any. Do they? Actually, this one does have a little bit of a vanilla scent to it. So these are great, but I wanted to try out their lip oils, which I think are relatively new. I'm not quite sure how long these have been out, but this is their lip oil in the shade Sweet Cherries. This looks very Pretty. Now the price on the lip oil was $5.98. That's kind of pricey. Hopefully these are really good because I feel like for something so small, although I mean my House Labs one is about this size and it has more product in it than it looks. So maybe this one is a little bit deceiving. Actually, before we do that, we also have a lip pencil. I picked up one of their lip liner stains. It looks like different packaging from their gel lip liners, the ones that were, I think they were black and they had the colored lid. Okay, so it's got a little brush on one end. Okay, what the heck? So this actually is a lip brush that has product in it. It's like a lip brush stain. Okay, this is going to be wild. I was not expecting that. For some reason, I didn't really pick that up on the packaging. I thought that little picture right there was like the pencil, like the top of the pencil, or maybe like a spongy applicator or blender or something. No, it's actually a brush that has product in it. So I'm kind of scared of this. Oh, but let's give it a try. Maybe I will love it. By the way, the shade that I went with is I'm Blushing. Oh my gosh. Okay, very wet. I kind of blend this as I go because I don't like harsh lines on my lips, especially when I'm trying to overline a little bit. Oh my gosh, I've never tried anything like this before. By the way, the price on the lip stain, $4.98. It's pretty. I feel like I'm getting pretty good shape with it. Be careful around those vertical lines because it will feather into those, so you gotta blend them out really, really fast. But maybe once it's set, it could actually be kind of a blessing to have it just be like a tattoo stain, sort of. Okay, that's actually kind of pretty. The jury is gonna be out on this thing for a while. This is one of the strangest products that I've tried out, maybe ever. So far I like it, but I feel like this is gonna have a bit of a learning curve on it. I'm curious to see how long this lasts. I do like the color. Let's try out the gloss or the oil on top of it. I'm really hoping this smells like something yummy, cherry or something. Fruity or yummy. It does. It mildly smells like a fruit. Okay, I like this spongy applicator. Okay, actually really like that lip oil. It's very, very comfortable. It does have a very subtle mintiness to it, but I wouldn't say it's like a plumping mintiness. It's a very subtle one. It smells a bit fruity, but it's not very strong. I mean, I actually like when my lip glosses smell like a strong dose of cupcake. I think that is everything. I don't have a setting spray from Wet n Wild. This is the completed Wet n Wild makeup look. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys fans of Wet n Wild? I know some of you are, some of you are not. I would love to know if you are, what your favorite product from them is. Did you happen to see it in this video today? A couple of quick updates. The primer, I like my primers to feel more serum, hydrating serum-like than sticky. This one definitely felt sticky. It does not feel sticky anymore, so I'm not gonna say that I dislike it. It just felt like an even stickier version of the Hydrogrip primer from Milk Makeup. And even that one, I feel like after a minute, the stickiness goes away pretty quick. This one was pretty intense, but I'll keep playing with it and let you guys know. As for some of the other new things that I tried, the brow product, pretty basic, pretty simple, but if you're on a budget, it's a really good one that is a nice ashy, medium brown, ashy color, if that's kind of the color that you're looking for. The lip gloss, I'm actually really happy with. This looks beautiful. I don't know if it's a lip gloss or, I mean, I love the feeling of the lip gloss, but I don't know if all of that color is coming from like a combination of these or if it's mostly just coming from the lip stain liner. This I will definitely keep you guys updated on. I'm eager to keep playing with this thing because it's very, very interesting, and I will let you guys know how long it wears. The one surprise for me, I guess it was like a major win, but this blush stick, I was kind of writing this off before I even tried it, but it actually looks really pretty on the cheeks. I think my cheeks look a little glossy today. Between this and the highlighter, which is pretty intense, definitely looking a little bit maybe more shiny than I usually do, but I think the color is beautiful, and if you like a bit of sheen in your cheek products, you might really like this, and for, what was it, $4 or $5? It's not too bad. Not wild about the mascara, but I will keep you guys updated on that as well. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Let me give you one final reminder. If you are not yet subscribed, please do that before you leave, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. What you been doing, pretty kitty? Where's your sister? Oh, there she is. There's, want to see them both? Look at the two sisters. Stormy's a little bit darker than Emmy, but aren't they both so cute? Oh, they're so cute. And they shed. I now have cat hair on my lips.